but it's all good. Hi, welcome to everybody at Circle of Miracles. Just got a little head rush there, but okay. Yes, it's kind of interesting that I'm here today. My mom, Emily Rambow, came to Circle of Miracles for years. That's how I know of Circle of Miracles. She came, to hear things. She shared a lot of things. She was involved with Gilda's group, with Pebble Hill. And about 10 years ago, another member of Circle of Miracles, Ken Kaplan, asked me to speak here. And my mom was still alive. And my mom said, "Oh my God, don't embarrass me." And I was like, what do you think I'm going to get up here and say? Because yes, I am pagan. I've been a white witch for probably all of my life. And I was raised Catholic, and in a religion, we went to church, I went to school, etc. When I was in my 30s, I went to my mom. I said, "Mom, I have something to tell you." And I said, "I'm a witch." And when we speak about witchcraft, it's a natural earth religion. We don't hate Christians, or we don't hate anybody. We are connected with a lot of different energies that are all over the planet. Now for me, about 3.5 years ago, I was struggling. My mom passed in 2015. And I put all my energy and my strength into a petition, and I said, "Please, God, just help me. Help me to come into what I know is mine to claim." And within the next day, all of a sudden, I'm hearing the dead. Freaked me out, because I'm up there hearing my mom, my dad, and I'm going, wow. So spirituality is a process. This solstice is incredibly important, because it's been about a 3.5-year journey for me. And I've dedicated myself to the service of God. And, for a lapsed Catholic who's, kind of a little bit of a wild child, nobody would be more surprised about that than me. Because, I was like, you gotta be kidding. But when my third eye opened, I saw Jesus. I saw him, I saw the Holy Spirit, I saw Mary. And I was on my knees crying, because I could feel those energies. And anybody who says it doesn't exist, it's just no. And what's interesting is that the solstice in Wicca is a time for the god, to die. And when I say to die, it's not all that gruesome, but the sun goes, down into the earth, etc. And the God comes forward, to be reborn, which is why, Jesus and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that has been coming up is the three kings. Now, I didn't know a heck of a lot about the three kings. In the voodoo religion, the three kings are related to a voodoo deity named Simbi. And Simbi is a water spirit. Simbi is basically the spirit that guided the three wise men with the North Star to Jesus. And it's kind of interesting, because I was just at Czestochowa, and a lady, I was talking to her in the aisle, and I was looking at statues of St. Christopher, because I love St. Christopher, who's associated with Simbi. And the lady bought me St. Christopher. She bought it was a $20 statue, and she just was like, "I want to give you a Christmas present." And I'm like, that's just awesome. But St. Christopher is very special to me, because the story of St. Christopher is that he was a giant, he was a pagan, he was kind of a badass, he was a fighter. He was he wasn't mean, but he was just sort of a guy that was running around. And St. Christopher said, "I want to serve the most powerful king on the planet." So he was going from person to person to person. And, St. Christopher was about 7'5". So he was scaring people, because they were like, "My God, this guy is ridiculous." But so he went to all of these kings. One king he went to said something about, "I'm afraid of the devil." So St. Christopher went and served the devil. The devil said to St. Christopher, "Well, I'm afraid of the cross." And St. Christopher said, "What are you talking about, the cross?" And he said, "I'm afraid of Jesus." So St. Christopher said, "Okay, I'm going to go serve Jesus, because obviously this is the greatest king on earth." So Jesus came to him in a vision and said, how, will you sacrifice for me? Will you fast for me? Will you spend time in quiet meditation and prayer? And St. Christopher goes, nah, I don't want to do that. That's boring. That's just stupid. Why do I want to do that? And Jesus said, okay, cool. And Jesus said, will you help people across, these bodies of water? Because you're so tall, you can stand in this water and you can then help them. Which again is a baptism. It is a baptism, to be coming through the waters of life. St. Christopher said, sure, that's cool. Well, one day a little child came and said, could you please help me and carry me across these waters? St. Christopher said, sure. So he's carrying him, and this little child is like getting heavier and heavier. Now here's St. Christopher, a giant, and he's going, and he wanted to put him down. He was just like, this is too much. Well, after he brought the child safely to the other side. The child said, I am Jesus. I am the king that you serve. And St. Christopher said, my God, like, why you're like a little baby, you're a child. Like, why are you so heavy? And Jesus said, because now you see, you carried the weight of the world. Like you carried me, like you carried everything that I faced in my human life. And I was like, I get it. Because as a lapsed Catholic, I was like, I don't really get the whole, like, why does Jesus have to die thing? But what I found out is that Jesus is joy. Like there's us down here on earth. There's Jesus and God and the Holy Host and all of it. Then there's the spirit world in between us. The spirit world, including the angelics, including, the extraterrestrials or whatever you want to call them, the intergalactics, whatever you want to call them, they are all here. And this time of year, the veil is thinning so that these energies are coming through, and they are like coming into those who are being prepared to carry these messages. So, when we say there's nobody there, or like if we feel in despair, if we feel like nothing's ever going to get better, like I'm always going to be, this, I'm always going to be broke, I'm always going to be alone, I'm like, why can't I find love? These messages are coming that we hear you, we're coming, and this solstice, there is a huge portal and a conduit that is opening. So, when they asked me to speak, I said, well, I'm a divine channel. I said, but please, if I curse, I'm sorry. It's just, listen, like St. Michael, I've met St. Michael in ceremony. St. Michael is awesome, but he's a bear. Like he'll sit, like he's just blunt and to the point. And like, so I said, please excuse me, but, I need to say what I need to say. And, yeah, they were like, it's cool. All right. Okay. If you guys could all take a bunch of deep breaths and just center yourself. But okay. May the light of the world be within you, for all of us have a purpose. All of us have a season under heaven. There is no heaven nor hell as you would think of it. There is only the state of grace that exists all within us. We, as your chosen guardians, we guide you, we see you, we worry about you. And we are always there in the darkness, even in the dark of night, even in the times that are your darkest times, your most hurried times, your harshest reality. We are there. We see you. We surround you with light. Mother Mary suffered on earth when she was on this planet. She was a teenager when she was pregnant with Jesus. She walked the streets of Jerusalem. She was frightened. She was sad. She knew that Jesus was coming, but she was part of something that she couldn't even understand. But we tell you, the fire of life is much simpler than you would think. Stand for what you believe in. come forth into this body of light that you are. We are all but spirits in a physical body. And yes, the message of Jesus, especially at Solstice, is that we can heal ourselves. There are miracles. If somebody had said to me years ago, you're going to become a divine channel and a medium, and you're going to love Jesus with all your heart, and you're going to devote your life to God, I would have told them they were crazy. But it's true. And what I tell people is that the blockages that you see in your life, the problems that you say, I can't get away from this just keeps happening. These are karmic cycles. You know, these are lessons that we learn on our ascension process to the divine. There are a lot of spirits, you know, that when they cross over, they might be earthbound, they might have messages, but God's divine message is compassion and forgiveness, because all the things that happen to us in our life, and I see this all the time, you know, people get hurt, they get heartbroken, they get, you know, they get destroyed, people betray them. And all of this has happened to me, undoubtedly. But the lesson that God is compassion. The lesson that Mary is compassion. Mary was, you know, a teenager carrying a baby. Like, Mary had people in Jerusalem going, oh my God, look at you. Joseph was married. Like, from what they tell me, they said actually, like, he was still married. Apparently back in biblical times, like, he was married to somebody else, and he was married to Mary. I was like, I didn't know they did that. But like, the message that I get constantly is let the past go. Like, it's not like that fighting of, you know, this is what I said, this is what I said, this is what whatever. Like, it doesn't, excuse me, it's coming out. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay, like, it's like, when it comes down to it, like, we have a short time on earth, okay? And like, people get all bent out of shape about this one and this one and this one. Like, when you come to the place of peace, God is peace. Like, when you're able to let that ego self go, he's just peace. And that's one of the messages that is coming through, is that, yeah, this solstice, there's going to be another variant. I'm sorry, I hate saying that, you know, excuse me, I just got to take a drink. I hate saying stuff like that, because then people go, oh my God, COVID. But I've asked many times, I'm like, what is up with the COVID? They won't tell me, it's so annoying. But what it is this, you know, this issue with the COVID and everything that's going on is basically, it's a call to come together as families, as people, spiritual families, you know, support systems, to come together in love and grace and harmony. Because this is a time where basically, you know, we're being challenged, you know, to come to service. I was a nurse for 10 years. Like, I would work in nursing homes, I would work in, you know, school settings, I would work in flu clinics, whatever. And people, like, they lose their faith like this, because, you know, there's illness and there's, you know, depression, and families, you know, they disconnect from each other, or there's people that are, you know, they dissociate, or they, you know, they cut each other off, whatever. And like, what the message that I got is, be among each other, be true to yourself, but be a source of service, because service is what Jesus did. Service is what Jesus came to this planet for. And Jesus had so many spirits walking with him, you know, and he suffered, you know, and we suffer. You know, we worry about this and we worry about that. Okay, the Arturians are here. Everybody stand up. You as a people do not even realize or recognize the enormous potential that exists within you. Your Jesus. All right, I'm getting an amalgamation. Why do you guys use these words that I can't say? Amalgamation. Thank you. They're so annoying, but like it's all good. But he was an amalgamation of many energies. His message was that you can heal yourselves. Louise, hey, she's up in heaven going, hey, yeah, I said that. Okay. You have the divine right and the divine spark within you to heal yourselves. It does not matter what race, what gender, if you're transgender, lesbian, gay, whatever, it doesn't matter. We are behind the Prince of Peace. We come through in dreams. We come through in every aspect of your life. Sometimes we'll speak through the radio, the television. Sometimes we'll be in the wind. We are the ones that are pushing you to accept that you are not in control of your life. You are to a point in that you work and you do everything that you need to do. You take care of your house. But we surround the kingdom of God. We have been trying for many years to remove the negative programming that has surrounded your planet. I keep getting the swiftly tilting planet, Madeline Langle. I love her. She's awesome. Oh, also Anne Rice just said hi. There's apparently there's a planet. Somebody's a fan in here. She's all like, hey, yeah, I think it's you. See, I knew it. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I tried to read her one time, and I was like, oh, I'm creeped out. I can't read that. Yeah, I'm just like, it's just like I was like, it's whatever. But no offense, whatever. But Saint Sebastian came through for me last night. Saint Sebastian he was the patron saint of like necromancers and witches and like that kind of stuff. But Saint Sebastian basically saw that every energy on this planet is connected. Every single blade of grass, everything as above, so below. And Mother Mary, the love in her heart it is magnificent. It is like when I meditate, I feel my entire heart chakra just exploding with love. And every single person in this room can do this. Everybody can do this. It is all here for us. And that love in your heart chakra and your chest can radiate to the entire world. And that song, Ave Maria, that has the energy of Mary in it. Like she is the divine mother. So I would like everybody to just take a deep breath. If you can, open your heart chakra if that's possible. Just let the fear, the trepidation, don't worry about, I don't know how to do this. Don't worry about, I can't do it right. Let the divine energy of the Great Mother guide you. Of the ancient ones, of Astarte, of Inanna, of Mary, of Isis, of Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is the divine feminine. She is the divine one who is guiding us in the sacred marriage between us and God. In your life, all of you here are going to experience amazing things. You may not see it at the time. You may not recognize it. But I can assure you that everybody in this room today, everybody out there on Zoom, hey, everybody who sees this video, there are blessings that are coming to you. They are going to be in so many different ways that you will be astonished. All you have to do is believe. All you have to do is to surrender your doubts about this happened, this happened, this happened, and just believe, because the love that God has for us is unbelievable. It's unending. It's more than you could possibly imagine. And there are spirits on the other side who are also struggling, who are also like, they're trapped in worlds of their own making. But all you have to do is believe. In times of struggle, there is always a Prince of Peace. This is your appointed job as guardians, as people who are coming together in a spiritual way. Just as service to the world, spread peace, spread love.